Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Conquer Athlete podcast. It is the dynamic duo today. Our good friend Tyler Cook has decided to bail on us to do team training. So
Tyler Cook bailed on us.
Yeah.
He bailed.
Yeah. To do some bullshit workouts.
Do we fire him?
No, not yet. That's all I'm going to say. We will berate him incessantly.
We got to find him first.
Know of Tyler.
That was a short joke.
Send him a DM. Send him
a DM.
Pictures.
A DM, an explicit DM pic.
Yeah.
Blow up his DMs. It's like blood in and blood out. You can't bail on a podcast, even though I did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but we can because we run it.
Yeah,
and
Tyler can't bail.
Tyler, sorry, buddy. You're the third wheel edition. But if you stay consistent, we'll make you a permanent entity.
He thinks because he has a good hairline and a strong jaw that he can just bail on fucking podcasts.
I guess.
You know what? One of my friends was very much wise beyond his years. And I think we were in 8th grade, maybe 7th grade. And we had to write a paper. And the paper was on like different classes of people, right? No, high school, freshman year. And so I'm like, 8th grade, who the fuck is writing a paper on classes? And I was trying to decide which paper I'm going to write. I look at my buddy and I go, what are you writing on? He goes, there's only 2 classes of people in this world. I go, okay, what are they? He goes, ugly people and pretty people.
I mean, that's fair.
If you think about it from a first impression standpoint, that holds some water on how people make a first impression judgment, right or wrong, good or bad, indifferent. That's how people judge people right away, for the most part. My point is, just because Tyler falls into that class of a good-looking person, he's still in the fucking chopping block.
Does he, though?
Does he? I think he's a good-looking male. He's got a strong jawline. He's got good hair.
I think it depends who you're talking to, man. I know some people,
he is short, though.
I don't actually know these people, but, the people that they're like, no, we want the dad bods. Like, we want them fluffy. We don't want that, like, jacked, chiseled jawline.
Yeah, but if he's wearing an extra baggy shirt, you don't know he's jacked. You just see a jawline and hair.
That's true. He's probably got moobs if he's got.
But they might be like the dude's 5 foot.
True. That's true. Okay.
He could be 5 foot with moobs.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
I hope he listens to this podcast.
He'll for sure listen to it. He'll for sure listen.
And D, no disrespect, D.
Yeah, D, we love your baby boy. He's a gem and an honor to have on the podcast.
Yeah. Right. Shout out to Candace.
Candace, we love you. Coach RX Podcast Network. If you haven't checked it out yet, go check it out. We're part of it. Bunch of other coaches on there spitting some hot fire. She's the best. Check it out. Listen to some podcasts. You won't regret it.
Nope.
So today I want to talk about something. I don't even know if it's controversial. Maybe it's controversial. I don't know. No, it's not. Whatever. I want to talk about, in my head, there's like a couple big players in the game doing like affiliate program design. I think, in my opinion, it's going to be the thing that kills the sport because it's taking all the creativity out of program design away from the people actually in the affiliates. Part of the allure, and I think we're going to really date ourselves in this, was just coming up with your own bullshit, right? On like a Saturday, like a Saturday afternoon or like a Saturday morning throwdown sort of session. You get coaches, you come to the whiteboard, everybody kind of puts together a little workout plan and you guys just hit it. And, I think that like, does it lack progression? Like you can talk about if it lacks whatever, X, Y, and Z from a principle standpoint. I think you can have that conversation, but I think you learn a lot. And you play and you get to express things in a different way that if you're just following, these couple big companies who write affiliate programming, you actually lose part of the coolness of the sport because everybody's just doing the same bullshit. I don't know. I don't even have a question in there. Yeah,
I was waiting for the question.
No, there's literally no question in that. I just I have that thought, and you go back to like the early days of like Sherwood, and just some of the like early OGs of the sport that had their own blogs that were running their own things, and like people were coming up with different rep schemes, different styles of workouts, different ways to put things together. And I just thought that was like such a cool aspect of the sport that you don't see as much anymore.
Yeah. So I used to agree with you 100%.
Mm.
And I have a couple thoughts on this. I know of some affiliates where the owner just doesn't have any interest in that, right? And I think for us, it's easy for us to look at it and be like, well, that's the whole part of like being a coach, right? Is putting that together and formulating and having the fun with it, and then you have some affiliate owners who are in there from an entrepreneur standpoint, not like a coaching gym ownership standpoint. And they just don't have any desire to learn about that. And they might not have the whereabout or the know-how to develop a staff to do that, or they just don't want to, right? They want to kind of keep it off books. I've also come into situations where, I've worked with affiliates who have amazing coaches, like super smart, and they just want a hands-off programming aspect and they just want to coach and they don't want to worry about the other components of that. And I've seen that too. And don't think any of that is wrong, because they understand what their strengths and weaknesses are. They understand where they want to grow with and what they want to focus their time on, as long as they can get someone to write the program that is right for their gym. And I think that's where people have a problem or have an issue rise, because I've seen affiliates do like these big name affiliate programs, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is terrible. Like might work for a games athlete.
Yeah.
Not 99% of the people who come to a CrossFit gym, 99.5% of the people that come to the gym to be fit, even people think they want to compete. Like I saw one of my old coaches just moved down to Virginia for med school, and he's going to an affiliate, and this affiliate they buy programming from this other place. So he comes up here and he's following it, and he's got training buddies, so he's sticking to it. And it's a test week. Now, this is an affiliate program. It's not a competitor program. Monday was max snatch, followed up by max like burpee box jump overs, followed up by, it was like a 3-round for time, max effort. Tuesday was max, I think, squat, and it was like another max effort workout. Wednesday, which was yesterday, was like a 4-mile run, max effort time in the morning. And then a PM was like an open workout of like deadlifts and wall walks and handstand push-ups and all this other stuff, followed up by something else. And then I saw him in it today. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing today? And it was like max bench press. And then it was followed up by this other workout they did of like sandbags and sandbag cleans and all this stuff. And I'm like, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, this is your fucking affiliate? Like, I wouldn't even test a games athlete like this, where you're just maxing out every single, like, that's the dumbest, and that's like it's just not intelligent testing. So coaches out there listening, like, when you're putting something through a testing week or testing by week, you don't max out every single fucking day. Like, you still have to take into account fatigue management and exercise selection and their ability to recover. Otherwise, if you're having a similar stressor test every single day, you can't expect them to do well on it come day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, right? It's just not going to happen, let alone their body's going to feel like absolute dog shit, and probably like their mindset too. So, and I think that to me is a huge issue, where you have people writing these affiliate programs that don't understand, in my opinion, if I'm going to speak frankly, don't know how to write affiliate programs. They're not taking into account who the avatar of the affiliate is. What's the general goal? What's the niche of the gym? What's the general goal of these people? What's the average lifespan someone's been in the gym for? What's the average amount of time people come within inside of a week, right? Like, what's the average demographic of these people? What's their work? What's their stress? All these things come into play, in my opinion, when you're writing an affiliate program. If you want it to be an effective affiliate program, that's going to create unnecessary harm and discomfort to the people, which is the overall goal of being a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I see this stuff and I'm like, how do people look at this and be like, yeah, let's do this because so-and-so is doing this? Like, newsflash, guys, like lots of the people who write these programs and don't know what they're doing either.
Yeah. To go back to what you said, to kind of like recircle that, like you made the point that affiliates don't necessarily need to write, which I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with that statement. You have somebody who knows the avatar, who can write for like exactly what you said, the specific niche, the specific goal, kind of the average of the gym. That to me is drastically different than hiring one of the big 3 and following whatever their mass template is, right? Like, those are two
Right.
very
Okay,
very
right,
different
right.
scenarios. And then I think from an owner standpoint, like a common thing I see is like, okay, well, I'll take what they give me and then I'll just subtract or I'll make changes for my gym. And it's like, okay, well, if you're doing that and you've already acknowledged that you don't want to dedicate the time to learning the thing, right? And like understanding program design on a deeper level, what are you actually doing? Like you could be taking away the critical components of the program because you don't think it fits. And when you start, putting pieces on a chopping block, you're like, okay, well, should this be the priority or should this be the priority? How does this fit in the big picture of the program? What's the overall focal point of the program? What does this look like from a weekly fatigue management standpoint? And my guess is when you start looking at a lot of these programs that are so overly programmed, you're going to start dropping the non-sexy things, which are actually realistically probably the things that should stay in the program. You would just kind of rework your week if you were writing the program yourself or had somebody writing specifically for your gym, right? And then you just get stuck with this massive pile of dog shit intensity that comes back to the example of your buddy that they're just banging out rep maxes day after day after day in a testing week.
Yeah, I think for the people listening out there, like if you own an affiliate, if you're at an affiliate and you fall into the category of, hey, I don't have any desire to write a program for my affiliate, right? I think that's fine. Not everyone has that passion when they coach like that. They just want to be on the floor, hands-on coaching. They don't want to be programmers. But what you have to do is you need to understand what your checklist is for your affiliate to be a successful affiliate as you deem it successful. And these are some things that Ryan and I talk about all the time. From an affiliate owner standpoint, who is your avatar? Who is your AKA your seed client? And what I mean by seed is who is your ideal client? When you close your eyes, you love seeing this person in the gym. They pay you a lot of money. They go to all your events. They promote you. They talk about you. They never complain. There's someone that just makes your day better when you see them walk through the door. That's your ideal client. Now, who are they? Like, what do they look like? Is it a 21-year-old kid that can barely pay? Probably not. People have this idea of who they want to train versus who they really like to train and who they need to train, because those can be two different things, right? And affiliate owners need to understand who these seed clients are. Okay, well, now you have this vision of who this person is. Now what's their life? Like, how old are they? Are they married? Do they have kids? Do they have a job? What type of job they have? Of roughly how much money they bring in? What's their goal? What's their purpose in the gym? What makes them happy and excited? Okay, well now, that's who you should be programming for, and that's who you're talking to from a marketing standpoint. And this is who you're promoting your program around. And I think a lot of facilities don't quite put enough focus and attention into that, because how a 21-year-old unemployed graduate Timmy programs to try to make semifinals is way different than a 45-year-old Johnny who's a business owner, makes six figures, has a wife, 3 kids, and just wants to look good and feel good for when he takes his shirt off for his wife at night so he can get some playtime. It's like those are two different things, right? It's like, right? Or wants to kind of, still play with the kids and feel fresh and not, have to think twice when they try to bend over or run. And as an affiliate owner, you have to understand that. And then the programming should be catering to that person. Then the marketing's catered, that's a whole other thing. But lots of times people miss the ball on that.
Yeah. And to your point, that's what Milford does really, really well, in my opinion. And I'm sure you have your seed client for Milford. Like you have the Milford avatar, which you write that program for. But then obviously not every gym is going to have, access to a big enough space where you run individual design and classes at the same time, right? So you fill the gym with your ideals, right? You kind of market towards those people, you write the program towards those people. And then when you have outliers, you still have an option for them, right?
Yeah.
So like gyms that are instead of buying a program that is very clearly competitor driven, competitor biased, and written to kind of encompass all of that, find a program that actually matches your avatar. It doesn't have to be one of the big 3. And then, if you can, try to figure out a way to capture some of those outliers with outside programs or outside tracks or something like that. And then you're just not beating up your average avatar.
Right.
because a couple people want something, competitive.
Yeah. And for something for the gym owners to think about too, if what a couple people want, you don't provide, and that doesn't match who your ideal avatar is, it's okay to be like, go to another gym.
Yeah, don't change your idea.
Yeah. And what you probably find out is you're going to attract more of the people you want to have in there by sticking to working with the people you want to work with than listening to a few people that might want a different route. Because what you generally find is the people that complain are generally the few, but they're the loudest because negativity is just louder than anything
Totally.
else, right? And I think sometimes business owners like, oh, I gotta appease everybody. It's like, no, you don't. Appease who you want to appease. Like, who pays you the most? Who do you like the most? Who's your best client? That's who you have to fucking appease, right? That's who you have to appease, and that's who you have to make happy. Well, happy, and that's what you have to find out, and then provide it. And then if you do that, you're probably going to attract more of those people because like people probably have the same similar problems, similar situations, similar wants, similar needs. And that's what you got to focus on. I think when gym owners can do that from an overall affiliate programming standpoint, they're going to have a lot of success. Now, just so people don't mince my words, there's nothing wrong with programming for competitors with inside your affiliate if that's the people who you want to be around and have, and that's the solely you want to focus on, then that's what you should do. And you're going to weed out the people who don't want that, and you're going to attract more of the people who do want that, right? And it's going to work in both avatars, in both avenues. I mean, I just think what they can't miss out on is what their avatar is. And then you can't, like the old saying of like CrossFit's for everyone, but it's not for CrossFit's for everyone, but it's not. What is the saying? It's for everyone, but it's not for everyone. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think it's something like that.
I don't know why I was going with that
Goes
statement.
back to
Anyways.
that universal scalability
Yeah. It's,
or universally scalable sort of idea, which
yeah. It's like if your ideal person doesn't want to fucking come in every day and feel like they got to scale, then why are you having them feel like they got to scale every day?
yes. Yeah.
Right. It's like,
I do think that does take some of the fun out of it. And like, obviously, if you have the entire gym and everybody is RXing things, there's probably room to drive that a little bit more challenging and create a little bit more separation within the gym by, making the program design a little bit more complex. I do think there's a conversation within that, right? Like people do want to feel challenged. And if they're
yeah, for
crushing
sure.
everything all the time, you should probably look at that. But yeah, it's really, dude, it's really nuanced. I don't like where things are going. I feel like we're falling back into this kind of like singular identity. Which even saying that out loud, I'm like, well, we had main site for a long time and everybody was following main site and that was kind of one singular thing. But I think more options are better. I think creativity in program design to a point is a good thing. It helps keep the sport fresh, helps keep people engaged, helps with, consistency is a big part of people finding success in their fitness journeys. And, everybody not doing the same thing is a healthy thing in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. When I first started back in like 2000, was it 2008? Oh my God. 2008, right? I think I was doing .com with my affiliate for maybe like 3 months. And then I had one of the SMEs at my facility. I forgot who it was. And they looked at me and they were like, what do you do program for your gym? I was like, no, I just do .com. Like, oh, Greg has a good understanding of your clientele, huh? And I was like, oh yeah, good point. I said, I see where you're getting at right now. And like ever since that conversation, then we kind of went deeper into it. But ever since that conversation, I started just writing our own programming because that's something I always wanted to do, right? I always wanted to keep programming it and developing it. And if someone's out there listening and that's a route they want to get into, but they're just unsure, well, funny, you should be unsure because we have an amazing Conquer Athlete coaching mentorship where we teach you about the principles of strength and conditioning, how they apply to a mixed modal setting, grounded in roots of science, facts, and communication, along with different payment options. But the most important thing to do is to do it and to experiment like Ryan was first getting at and to play with it and understand it. And there's been plenty of times and even still that I'll write a workout and I'll look back on it and be like, what the fuck was I thinking with that, right? And
Bro, all the time.
But that's how you learn. And
Yep.
you got to be able to look back and refine it and just I think the two biggest principles, start low and slow and do no harm. And if you keep those two things in your mind, you can do a lot of good, right? As long as you keep progressing.
Yeah, like complex doesn't mean good.
Right.
And when you start looking at programs, like we were literally just talking about like outside programs outside of kind of our world and how little variance there actually is in a little of those programs. And that's not me shitting on variance, but variance for the sake of variance is not the best way to build a long-term durable athlete. So, like Jay said, if you want to learn more about that, you want to learn how to write something that isn't complex but is effective, we can help you out with that.
If you look at the greatest strength coaches in the world, dudes that have made Olympic athletes, gold medal at the Olympics. Granted, I know the modalities are different than something as complex as like CrossFit, but you look at their programs, they're so simple and basic and so effective. And I think that's where some people miss the mark when they think about when they get confused with the different modalities in the sport of CrossFit and how to build upon it. Like you just said, complexity doesn't mean better. Harder doesn't mean better. What means better is effectiveness. And if it's effective for the athlete, like that's better. That's good. And you're not going to always get that by adding too much shit. You have to keep it simple and basic and build upon that.
Yeah, dude, I would argue that, at the affiliate level, they actually probably need less so they can stay consistent, come more days throughout the week, manage their lifestyle, and they're going to see huge amounts of success instead of just loading them up with a bunch of volume and a bunch of intensity to where they're sore for days on end. Teach them what true intensity really is. Give them tools to recover, give them, practical application of lifestyle. And dude, that's a winning model.
100%.
So
100%.
love it. We're going to cancel it there, or we're going to end it there. If you guys have questions about the mentorship, hit us up. If you have episode suggestions, things you'd like us to dive deeper into, shoot us a message. We'd love to hear from you guys. If you have
an idea of what Tyler should do to get back on the show, I want a custom fucking Yeti from Tyler.
A custom Yeti. I think Tyler has to do the next episode in a tube top.
He'll probably enjoy that though.
He would.
He would, yeah, right?
He would. Yeah.
And we're not filmed. We not filmed.
Bro, we already went through this. This goes on YouTube.
Does it?
Yeah.
I've done some things. Not thinking.
Well, that's why we edited those things out.
Oh, this does go on YouTube. All right, we got to think of Tyler then. Think of something for Tyler. What should it be?
I think it's that. I think public shaming is the best thing you could possibly do.
Does he wear two tops when he works out though?
Yeah, I think he did jump on that weird guys wearing crop top trends.
I feel like that's only cool if it's like a football mesh jersey from '83.
Yeah, that's totally different. Bro, that's totally different.
Yeah.
Right, like you got pads on, like
yeah,
totally different. You're just banging out double unders in a crop top. Like, it's not respectable.
Guys, we thank you for listening to our show. Like Ryan said, if you guys have any suggestions, things you want us to talk about, people you want us to make fun of, feel free to shoot them over to us. Check out Coach RX Podcast. Again, shout out to Candace. Shout out D. D, I want D to know that this has been 3 podcasts that I have not sworn. I did not swear today. I did not swear in the last show. I first got called out by D.
And with that, guys, we are a wrap.